The first step we're going to do, our first playthrough, is the most important step in the hero's journey. The famous circular storytelling device that everyone uses. Who knows the very first step in the hero's journey? Anyone out there have answers? Come on, you should be studied up. Today's pop quiz day. Call to adventure. True enough, though that's not really a step that the hero takes, is it? That's just sort of a thing that happens. Us launching the game, I suppose, would be the call to adventure. Fine, then what is the first step that the hero takes? Well, I guess since we have no hands raised in the classroom, not even in the back? Nobody? Well, of course, it is the denial of the call. We must take our very first step on adventure, everyone. The most important and first step for every hero is to tell adventure to go right the back the way it came, to fuck on off and to leave you alone. This seems like a whole hell of a lot of not my problem.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Of course!
Do you even know where you're going?
Not in the slightest. The other way, good sir. The other way. Actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn. No. We're denying. We have to actively deny. We're not choosing an anti-hero path. We're not confused or uncertain. We are actively denying this journey. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Precisely, good sir.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong.
Oh.
Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
You see, the first step and what voice emerges? The voice of the hero. I'm a genius. Already solved the mystery. Have to deny the call to adventure. If you don't deny the call to adventure, you'll never hear the voice of the hero. That's what I believe at this
Ignore
point.
that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking
He
about.
knows exactly what he's talking. What?
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Ah, you see. This is, of course, the step after denying the call. However, since it very much resembles the call to action, I feel like we have to be sure. Like, we don't want to make a mistake on the deny the call step, right? We have to make sure that we've really denied the call. This feels like another call to action, so I think the only heroic thing we can do at this point, that there's been a second call to action, is a second
Really
denial
wasting
of the
everyone's
call,
time,
obviously.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies.
I'm so good at storytelling.
Dies.
Not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences
Huh.
aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand.
Ha! Joke's on you. I don't even weigh an ounce. How could I have an ounce of maturity?
Would you look at that? You're at the cabin again.
Okay,
Now, I'm not
okay,
normally
okay.
one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
That's true. That's true. So, let's recap what's happened so far. So, because we have to keep the hero's journey in mind. We want to be a hero here. We want to tell a good story. So we had the call to action. And then we took our first step and we denied the call. Then after we denied the call, there was a second call to action. So of course we did the fourth step on the hero's journey, which is the second denial of the call to action. So now we're at the fifth step in the hero's journey, the temporal induced looping call to an inescapable action. I think we all know what the sixth step is. After the third call to action, which involves temporal reality bending, fate-related shit, you know? Come on, what's... My brain is way too slimy to understand. No, it's very easy, Marcy. It's just the sixth step on the hero's journey. I bet everyone knows the 6th step. You ignore the middle. Exactly. You perform the 3rd denial of the call to action. See, Lotus knows the trick to remember. It's deny, deny, deny. So we have to do 3 denials in order to get onto the hero's journey. This is the 6th step, which is the 3rd denial.
For everyone.
Yeah, we have to make sure. What if we got tricked? What if this narrator was tricking us and we hadn't actually finished the denial, even the 1st denial anyway?
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
You see, something's happening. No, wait. I was scared for a second. I was concerned and scared that suddenly the cabin's in the woods, you know? But something obviously eerie and evil is now happening. I think this is the sign. Think of a video game. How do you know you're going the right way in the video game? That's where the enemies are. So now everything's going eviler because we're making the right choices down the hero's journey.
First, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Fuck. Wait. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's at least 17 calls to action. Shit. How many? Fuck, did I miscount somewhere? Like, I don't think there's supposed to be 17 denials of the that doesn't sound right. The housing market here is in shambles.
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I started blasting.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Right, I think there are 18 denials. Because we already did 3 denials, though, and there's 17 more cabins. That doesn't seem right.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Huh. All right. I'll be the first to admit it. I might have mixed something up in the hero's journey. All right. Nope, that's not on any of you. This is on me. This was a my bad sort of a situation, I think.